Hey guys, Trevy the Great here again with another awesome battle report. This time we're playing some Warmachine rather than 40k or Fantasy or one of those other games. Yeah, this is going to be my first battle report using my awesome Cygnar. I had played the Cygnar in the past, obviously. This is going to be my first actual battle report with it. It's a funny story because it seems like every time I play a good game that would make a great battle report, I never take photos of it, so silly Trevy. But I finally did play a good game the other day. So here is an awesome report for you guys. I don't know, for you guys who have been following my blog, you probably will have seen pictures of this particular army up there. A couple weeks ago, as you may or may not know, I got kicked out of a Warmachine tournament with my Crix because I wasn't using all Privateer Press models. If you've seen my Crix, I do use a lot of conversions and proxied models and things like that. But I generally make it very clear to my opponent what I'm using. But they didn't let me use it. I got a little mad at that, gonna be honest. And I sort of took a little bit of a break from Warmachine, but I decided to come back and basically start the game all new, all fresh, and just basically create a new army, bought it all from eBay really cheap, and here it is. Most of it's painted. I just have one model unpainted so far. I have some new models coming in the mail, and I'll talk about those later. But yeah, let's dive right into this game. So this is going to be a 25-point game versus a Retribution of Scyrah opponent that I played the other day. They were using Kaylessa. I was using pCaine. pCaine's been my only caster for Cygnar so far. I love him to death. I think he's awesome. Generally, I joke around that I pretty much don't need the rest of my army if I have Kaylessa because his feat just allows me to annihilate huge swaths of enemy infantry, and he's just he's so hard to hit with shooting attacks or even melee attacks that he can just sort of take a lot of punishment and not go down, and deal a lot of punishment back with those pistols he has. So he is just a great all-around caster. He's got some great spells to buff his troops or even himself, and I'm loving him to death right now. I was playing Denegra before, and it wasn't really a chance to use a caster that could actually take care of herself. She really needed those arc nodes and those supporting troops to be able to survive, but Kaylessa can pretty much take on an enemy army all by himself and make a pretty good account. So what I'm running in this list right now is basically what I have, which is one Cyclone. I have two Cyclones, but two Cyclones is silly, so I was running one Cyclone, one Defender. The Defender is the unpainted one down at the bottom there. And then I'm running a full unit of Long Gunner infantry with the unit attachment, and then obviously Kaylessa. See if I can pull my opponent's list off the top of my head here. It was Kaylessa, obviously, and he had a full unit of Mage Hunter Assassins with the UA, the Mage Hunter Commander, not the Solus. He also had Mage Hunter Strike Force, a Mage Hunter Strike Force unit. See if I can get it right, and a Mage Hunter Assassin. And then he also had a Griffin and a Phoenix Warjack. Let's see if I get those right. The Griffin's the guy with the spear, the light jack with a spear, I hope. And then the Phoenix is a heavy jack with an arc node and a thermal blade, I hope. Otherwise, I look like an idiot, but that's fine. Not like I haven't done that before. And then my opponent also had Silas Vichelier, and believe that was everything. So obviously, my opponent has a lot of stealth, especially with those Mage Hunter Assassins and the Mage Hunter Strike Force and the Mage Hunter Assassin and Kaylessa's feat, which gives everyone in her control area stealth and they can't be charged. So it's going to be very difficult for me to be able to take out those models with my long-ranged units. Obviously, those long gunners are going to go down really quick. They could probably do some damage to my opponent's jacks, but I doubt that they'll be able to do anything to his infantry. So basically, it's going to be a delaying game. See if I can take down his jacks and then move Kaylessa in there and try to take out Kaylessa herself. I've played a couple games against this particular opponent in the past. I think I've gone pretty much 50-50 with him. It's generally I need to get Kaylessa in there to assassinate Kaylessa very quickly before I can be annihilated by his Mage Hunter Strike Force, and otherwise I'm just gonna die to a number of Phantom Bolts and just lose the game. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, here's a quick photo of my opponent's deployment. As you can see, he's got those Mage Hunter, the Mage Hunter Strike Force. I got to get that right sometime. Up in the front there, they're going to be able to. They're going to be trying to fire at me as soon as possible. Something I forgot to mention was my opponent also has Iana and Holt in his army, although I forgot about them earlier because they didn't really do much in this game. So yeah, that's what's going on. He's got his Warjacks in the back there. I believe Kaylessa and Silas are hiding behind the Warjacks, and then his Mage Hunter assassins off to my left hand to flank and out of the photo. So she'll be trying to run around and possibly doing some damage later on in my backfield. Okay, here is the end of turn 1. My opponent won the roll to go first, so he went first. He basically moved all his guys up. Nothing too fancy in there. In my turn, again, nothing too fancy. Not a lot could be done this early on in the game. I laid down a bunch of covering fire. You can see the suppressive fire from the long gunners in that big template in the center there, and then the Cyclone's also laying down fire. I put Snipe on the Cyclone so he could. No, I'm sorry. I didn't put Snipe on the Cyclone. I put Snipe on the Defender. Cyclone laid down covering fire. You can see the 3-inch template there, and then that marker in the center of the photo is also meant to represent the center of a 3-inch template, just to stop my opponent from trying to get through that terrain in the center there and getting too close to my my long gunners. I did put Snipe on the Defender. The Defender fired at the Griffin, was able to do a couple damage and took down its force field, which was good, but other than that, not a heck of a lot happened. Okay, here's the end of the second round. A couple things actually did happen this round, which was fun. First of all, my opponent moved up. He, I believe, took some shots from his Mage Hunters at my long gunners. Although he, I think, moved a couple through the covering fire to be able to get some shots off, and then they ended up being killed. And I believe he did take out a couple long gunners with those Mage Hunters. So take from that what you will. I don't know if it was that good a trade because I don't really have a way of dealing with those Mage Hunters anyway, but that's what my opponent decided to do. He did move up Kaylessa a little bit, and my opponent neglected to put her within an inch of that terrain in the center. And then with the height advantage from my Defender, he was able to draw line of sight to Kaylessa. And Kaylessa does not have stealth, which is interesting. So I was able to keep up Snipe on the Defender and then throw down some focus onto it and put a shot into Kaylessa. I ended up doing 10 points of damage, which was about 2/3 of her damage boxes, so she was almost dead after that. And I got a little cocky. I decided to try to take some shots from my long gunners. So I was able to get 3 long gunners up on that wall, up in the building there in the center, and get line of sight onto Kaylessa from them. I put Snipe on them as well so they could get range. And they ended up failing to hit, I believe, because I was only firing with 3 of them, and her defense is high enough that it wasn't really going to make that much of a difference, which was too bad. I had a possible shot at assassination this turn, but it was a long shot to begin with, so I'm actually sort of glad it didn't work because that would have made the game pretty silly. I also was able to CRA Holt and kill him, but other than that, not too much happened. Okay, so here's the end of the next round, I believe round 3. Something happened this round I was a little peeved about. The Mage Hunter Assassin was behind a ruin off to the left-hand side, which is a little off-camera now. And she was within charge range of the Defender. But I asked my opponent if she had Pathfinder, and he said she didn't. So obviously, through that ruin, she would not have been able to make it to the Defender with the movement penalties associated with moving through it. So it turns out my opponent thought I was talking about Iana because my opponent had just moved up the Mage Hunter Assassin, and I asked him if she had stealth, and he had gone to start moving Iana, and he said no. So I guess we were both confused about that. It turns out that she does have Pathfinder. She moved right through the ruin and was able to charge the Defender, do some really serious damage to it, and the Phoenix was able to charge up. I knew the Phoenix was going to be able to charge, but I figured that I could deal with it. Well, not deal with it, but do some damage to it with the shock hammer on the Defender. But and then I could probably move pCaine in to try to deal with the Mage Hunter Assassin later on. But that's not how it worked out because the Mage Hunter Assassin does have Pathfinder, so she was able to charge in, and I just really wasn't counting on the amount of damage she was going to be able to do. So That was too bad. It pretty much took out my biggest gun from the game. Other than that, not a lot happened. My opponent took out some of my long gunners with his Mage Hunter Strike Force, and I was able to CRA with 4 of my Mage Hunters onto Ayana and kill her. I decided, because I was getting a little cocky because I did take out 10 of Kaylessa's health in the earlier turn, I was going to try to get some lucky rolls, move up my Cyclone, and decided to fire at Kaylessa. I think I got 4 or 5 shots with his Metal Storm guns, but I wasn't able to hit at all, which was too bad. So other than that, the Cyclone's probably going to die, and I'll just have to assassinate her with pCaine. Okay, here's the end of the next round. A couple things happened this round. My opponent's Phoenix was able to take out the defender pretty easily with the damage that the Mage Hunter Assassin had done. The Mage Hunter Assassin then charged pCaine, who, if you remember, was on that ramp there in the center of the photo, although pCaine's defense is so ludicrously high that she wasn't able to hit him, so unfortunately that meant that pCaine was engaged and he wasn't going to be able to fire his guns next turn, which was something I was hoping that he could do, either do some damage to the Phoenix or take out the Griffin, because the Griffin was pretty seriously damaged by the defender earlier on. But that was not to be. Then the Mage Hunter Strike Force and Kaylessa moved up, did some serious damage to the Cyclone, although they weren't able to kill it in this round. So what I'll figure I'll do is probably engage as many of the Mage Hunter Strike Force with the Cyclone as I can, and then probably have pCaine come in, and once they kill the Cyclone, he can pop his feet. While they're all clustered together, he can just wipe them out. The Long Gunners are still standing in that ruin. They're probably all going to die later on, so they were just CRAing into the Griffin and trying to do some damage to it. They did do some more damage, but other than that, not really much. pCaine was able to kill the Mage Hunter Assassin with his PS9 sword, which was pretty awesome for me. Although when you're spending focus to boost attacks and things, it's actually not that great. And he was able to cast Teleport and just end up in that corner there, sort of just to the right of the center of the photo. You can't really see it because it's kind of blurry. Sorry about that. But the plan here is to just run around the side there onto the right-hand side of the board, up to that large ramp in the center of the board, and then just try to take out Kaylessa as fast as possible. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, next round. Here's what's going on. In my opponent's turn, he charged the Cyclone with most of his Mage Hunter Strike Force just to get it out of the way, because it could have created a problem later on if he had let it go. It probably could have chased down Kaylessa, or at least tried to engage a bunch of the Mage Hunters. So he decided to charge it with a number of the Mage Hunters and combine melee attack it, and eventually kill it. He fired the Halo Cannon from the Phoenix at the Long Gunners. I think somewhere in there the Long Gunner or something did kill the Griffin. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it might have been the Long Gunner CRAing, but I don't remember. And the Griffin was able to deal some serious damage to the Long Gunners, and he killed most of them. He rolled some really good damage rolls on those guys, and was able to kill, I think, 4 or so of them, which was too bad for them. But they did pass their little command check, and they are staying in the fight, so they hopefully can pop off some more shots later on. As you can see, pCaine has run along the side of the board, and he's up in the top center there, and he's just going to try to move down and then pop his feet and then kill Kaylessa next turn, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the last photo of the game. Obviously, because pCaine is within shooting range of Kaylessa, so shit's gonna go down. In my opponent's turn, he was able to Arc Node Rift through the Phoenix's Arc Node and fire at pCaine. And then Kaylessa, boosted hit, boosted damage, did a serious amount of damage to pCaine, but was just shy of killing him, so that was lucky for me. But with Kaylessa's focus value where it was, she doesn't really have enough energy to be able to fire at him anymore, and he was out of range of her weapons, I believe. So the Mage Hunter Strike Force also fired at him, but they need such high of a roll to take him down that they weren't able to do it. So in response, pCaine ran down the hill into the where you can see him right now and opened fire with his feet. I rolled really abysmally for his feet, and I was pretty pissed off about this. I probably would have been really pissed off if I hadn't been able to assassinate Kaylessa this turn. I hit I think all but one of the Mage Hunter assassins, which were in the within 5 inches of Kayn, so he could fire at them, and I ended up hitting. I targeted 5 of the Mage Hunter assassins along with Silas and Kaylessa with the feat, and I was only able to kill Silas. So I missed every other shot with Kayn's feat, even needing like 6s to hit most of the Mage Hunter strike force. So I was pretty unhappy with that. Another funny story: the long gunners were able to get into the back arc of the Griffin without moving at all, without even rotating. So they were able to CRA into the back of the Griffin, got some really seriously good rolls, and did something ridiculous like 20 damage to the Griffin, which was absolutely crazy. And I was kind of joking to my opponent that that's where all my good rolls were going, that the long gunners were going to be able to take out some more things than Kayn was going to be able to. So anyway, Kayn was able to kill Silas, and Silas was blocking line of sight for Kaylessa. So Kayn killed Silas, and then one shot, boosted to hit, boosted damage, was able to kill Kaylessa because she only had a couple of damage boxes left on her after the defender was shooting at her. So that was game. Good game to my opponent. A lot of games I play with pCaine seem to end this way. The army I have with him isn't a great army. I liked the long gunners to begin with because they had that ridiculous range, and Kayn has snipe, so we can put it on them to give me greater range and blur. But the Mage Hunter Strike Force obviously ignores blur, so that's not going to help me at all. And basically, the whole game is just a delaying game, so I can try to stop the Mage Hunter Strike Force from killing all of my guys before Kayn can get in range of Kaylessa. So yeah, that's how it goes. I do have some Arcane Tempest gun mages coming in the mail. Still waiting for them. I probably should have gotten them a week ago, but I don't know why they're not here. But I hope that I would have them for this game, because that would have probably made the game a lot more interesting. Because the Arcane Tempest can obviously, with the unit attachment, can ignore stealth, so they could probably take out a lot of those Mage Hunter assassins before they were able to put down the hurt on my guys. So yeah, that's how that's going. Other than that, I gotta make a mention to the guys at the Newport Hobby House in Newport, Rhode Island, because they have a lot of great players down there. And I love the board that I was playing on. I just have to give a shout out to these guys just for making this board. It was based off the Blood Gulch map in the original Halo, which is really funny. You can pretty much see it as soon as it comes out because it's got the hills in the middle and the red and blue base on each side, which was really funny map, which gave me quite a few laughs. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. I'm gonna travel back to my hometown this coming week. Hopefully I can get a game or two in while I'm back there for the weekend, but we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, then it'll probably be pretty battle report light for the next week or two. So stay tuned. I'm also getting some commissions in, so I'll be able to do some on the painting table reports for those and get you guys some sweet pictures of awesome minis. So yeah, that's what's going on. Check out my channel for more updates if you are interested. If you're not, you should do it anyway, but nobody's making you. Yet.